Hello and welcome to this taste challenge. We have two American blended whiskeys, Old Thompson brand American whiskey, a blend. And they got this big write-up on here about how fabulous it is, which is unusual since it's only $7.99 a liter at Total Wine and More, $7.99 a liter. And as fabulous as it is, it's that cheap. And it's premium. No age statement. 80% grain neutral spirits, meaning what? Raw, once distilled corn whiskey, which apparently has to be stored in wooden vessels. Hold on, let me clean this up. Now, if it's being stored in wooden vessels, it's being aged, is it not? But, you know, we're talking about uncharred oak. And it might only be stored for a week before they start blending it. Now, funny thing is you can go to a grocery store, or in Louisiana, grocery stores sell liquor, and you can buy unaged grain spirits. And it'll be a lot more than $7.99 a liter, because it'll be moonshine, watermelon flavored moonshine, pickle flavored moonshine, whatever. That's all that is unaged grain corn liquor. But here it is, 80% corn liquor and 20% straight whiskey, probably invariably bourbon, bottled in Kentucky by Glenmore Distilling. And this was introduced in 1904. 1904. When Theodore Roosevelt won election to president. He won the election in 1904. B Aviation said Evening Busters Taste Challenge. Right. That's right. Evening Busters. BC's Beer Reviews. Cheers, Ron. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to you, BC's Beer Reviews. Good evening, Jay, says Bart Robinson. Good evening to you, Bart. If y'all want to watch something maybe more interesting than this, at the top of the hour, they're coming on with Multi Monday. I could not find a Belgian dark strong ale anywhere in this town. 10 years ago, it'd have been a snap to find Chimay here. No problem. Now, gone. So, I mean, I couldn't be driving all over Creation looking for it. I know where to get it, but I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to skip it. It's a shame. But, you know, that's the way it goes. Cheers, Ron. Bubba Booey. Cheers to you, Dr. Frosty Brew. Now, the competitor is 101 proof, 4 Queens. 4 Queens. Bubba Booey. Booey. Mama Monkey. 4 Queens, 101. Blended and bottled in Scobeyville, New Jersey by Kasser Laird. Don't know when it was introduced. Never could find out. Apparently decades ago. You know it's hard to find when you can't find it. I know, right? But, you know, Chimay is not hard to find if you live in New Orleans or in Baton Rouge. But I don't live in those cities. All right. When I was in Baltimore last week, I actually could have bought Chimay. They had it at a convenience store. Well, a liquor store. We call them. It was an actual liquor. That's right. In Maryland, you can't sell alcohol except from a liquor store. They have a monopolistic situation. But there was Chimay. I didn't buy it because I didn't know what Bumpy Road and them were going to do yet. They hadn't determined it yet, because this was Wednesday before they made their determination. So I was like, well, my luck, I'd buy it and they wouldn't choose to do it. I bought that Duvel from Belgium, Duvel, D-U-V-E-L, months ago, waiting for them to examine it. And they never got to it yet. But I'm going to give it till the end of the month before I jump the gun on that. And then I'm going to just review it. I'm going to do a follow-up, revisit. I saw LSU is playing Central Michigan in football this year. I was shocked. Central Michigan, the Chippewas, at Louisiana State University Stadium, I would assume. I would like to go to that game because I've never been to a game against Central Michigan or Eastern Michigan or Western Michigan or Michigan State, I might add. Okay, so this is Old Thompson. '20 was the only year since 1982, the only year since 1981 that I had not been to a game at Louisiana State University. I went to at least one game a year, every year from in 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. At least one game a year, every year at that stadium. But 2020 screwed it up because of the scam, you know what. All right. So I think I got it close enough. They're both, but a little bit more of this, but I mean like 2 drops, 2 or 3 drops. Now, as far as Tulane University, I've been to at least one game every year at their home football stadium since 92. 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. But 2005, actually, I did not go to any home games at Tulane because Tulane did not play any home games due to Hurricane Katrina. These are both amber. Tulane played on the road for all 12 games that year. All 11 games, sorry. They won 2 and lost 9. But I mean, under the circumstances, it was total chaos. I did go to a game that they played in Shreveport against Mississippi State that year and at Louisiana State University when they played Southeastern Louisiana. That was a wreck, you know, but that was the least of Louisiana's worries, Tulane football or LSU football or Saints football. You know, you had destroyed East Bank of the city. That would be the easiest win of all time. Yeah, that's what LSU thought when they played Alabama Birmingham in 2000. It'd be the easiest win of all time. I'm about to go to my first Michigan State University games this year. I got season tickets. Oh, great. That's good. I don't have season tickets for anybody this year. Tulane gave me some information I didn't like, so I told them no way. Have you ever been to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore? No, but I've been to Orioles Park at Camden Yards 3 or 4 times. I'm looking forward to going there this season. Yeah, I've been to baseball games there. NFL stadiums are still enjoyable despite disrespect with the fans. I've only been to one NFL game. I've been to the Saints, you know. I did go to Reliance Stadium in Houston, but that was for a college bowl game. Navy versus can't remember who Navy was playing. Texas A&M? I don't think it was them. Oh well, I didn't pay much for the ticket, and I parked for free. And it was a nice stadium. Reliance Stadium is nice. It's no Superdome, which is the only big stadium I've ever been to in my life that had upholstered seats from top to bottom. Every seat in the Superdome is upholstered, cushion with upholster. All the rest are like hard plastic. True story. All right. Oh, who do I think is going to win this? Probably be a tie as far as quality. And I think I'll be able to tell the 101, the Four Queens, because of the strength. But the Old Thompson is a better value because you're getting a whole liter for $7.99 at Total Wine and More. $7.99 Total Wine and More. It's an old brand that nobody cares about. All right. Four Queens, another old brand that nobody cares about except in Eastern Pennsylvania where they make Boilo. But I got this for $11.99 at $7.50, $11.99 at Martin Wine Cellar. So definitely not as good of a deal, but I couldn't try it if I didn't buy it. Okay, corn. Or if you live in Europe, I'm talking about maize. Sometimes in Europe, if you say corn, they're talking about wheat. See what I'm saying? You're saying corn, but they're thinking you're talking about wheat. And if they say maize, they're talking about corn. All right. Corn, wood barrel, charred oak, mild, mellow. Vanilla. In other words, it smells like bourbon. If you gave that to somebody and said, you want to drink some bourbon, they'd probably think it was bourbon if they weren't thinking about it. Cheers, says Tyler. Hey, Tyler, cheers to you. Hope everything's cool in Seattle, copacetic. If you go to a bar and order say, I want to get a Beam and Coke. Oh, you'll get a Beam and Coke. But it won't be Jim Beam and Coke. It'll be Beam's 8-star and Coke. It won't be straight bourbon. It'll be Jim Beam's 8-star. Beam's 8-star, 80% grain spirits. Wouldn't you say this is as difficult as comparing Coca-Cola to Pepsi? Yeah, but not as difficult because this is two different proofs. So I got 101 versus 80. So that's going to be the difference. See, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, you're not looking at an alcohol level, so it's even more difficult. Okay, less vanilla, less charred oak, but there is some charred oak. And corn. So if you don't like corn, yellow corn grits, yeah, don't buy this stuff. You're going to hate it. But then why would you buy bourbon? Because that's what bourbon is, mostly yellow corn grits. Could you make bourbon out of white hominy grits? Or not hominy, just white grits? That's an interesting question. I don't know the answer. Yeah, you could. It's corn. You said, what if you used Indian corn? I don't see why not. That's true. That's a wide gap between ABVs, says Kevin. Wouldn't you? Yeah, you're right. Cheers, Louisiana Beer Reviews, says Tommy Carroll. The Democratic Texas legislature took a midnight train to Georgia. Oh, yeah. All right. So 20% of the volume in this is aged and charred oak, but 80% of the volume in this is not aged at all. Or, well, it might be aged for 2, 3, 4 weeks, 6 weeks before they start blending it. But, you know, it's being aged in uncharred oak barrels, or maybe some big oak vat, maybe not even a barrel, maybe some huge thing that's 10 times the size of a barrel. They don't say in the regulation it has to be stored in an oak barrel. It's an oak. No, it's a wood vessel. Wood vessel. That's all it says. Native American corn. Yeah, Native American corn. First Nations corn. All right. This one smells more like bourbon. And I think that's because it's got a stronger aroma. And so therefore, I think that it's probably the Four Queens. The Whiskey Scout says nasty corn too. Well, I don't know if it's nasty corn because I don't know what kind of corn they're using, to tell you the truth. Is it the most fabulous variant of corn available? Well, at $7.99 a liter, you would think that it probably isn't the most fabulous type of corn you can get. How can you taste or smell a corn flavor or aroma if it's distilled? I don't know. But it seems to taste like corn to me. I was called called a colonizer recently. Not to spare a subject, Native American corn sounds interesting. Called a colonizer. Yeah. Well, I'm about to colonize this whiskey right now. Yeah, well, sorry about the typing. I'm bad at that too. I mean, I'm good at typing, but I make a lot of mistakes. You say, well, then how are you good? Well, I'm relatively good at typing. Okay, better than most people I can see. It follows through the distillation. Yeah, it does carry through. You can tell. You can tell. All right. Okay, this one's blander in the nose, so I think it must be Old Thompson. Funny how optimistic you are going into these taste challenges, says Duncan. Well, I may not stay optimistic, but let's go. I'm going to join the Optimist Club. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go, 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 go. I got 2 more American blended whiskeys to go. Thank goodness. And then we on to Canadian blended. People are saying that ain't no better. To me, it's better, but I'm not taking sides with Canada, you know. Mackerel says, what do you think of the 14 beers I drank on Saturday? I felt like drinking a 10% pint of fruit punch juice today. I think that's too much drinking. I know you're just kidding. Laughing out loud, you can taste distilled products. I know I can. Even grain neutral spirits still have a taste, but they try to be as neutral as they can be. But it's got flavor. Ain't much of a flavor. Vanilla, oak barrel, corn, and some nectar from like a honeysuckle. That's what I'm tasting. Definitely picking up the oak barrel. Definitely picking up the cone bread. Doesn't have a sour mash taste. Like if you get a sour mash whiskey like Ancient Age or Jack Daniels, you could pick it up because it's gonna taste like a sour mash bagel, a sourdough bagel. I wish I were kidding. I wish you were too. All right. It's more watered down. You're picking up more of the corn grain spirits. I don't know why people pay $20 for a mason jar of moonshine. Couldn't you just go buy some Diesel or Everclear? And there's some other off brands too of grain spirits at 190 proof. Add tap water to bring it down to a reasonable level and add pickle juice and make pickle flavored corn spirits. Your own pickle flavored moonshine. You could make your own watermelon flavored moonshine, your own orange juice flavored moonshine, you know, and it wouldn't cost you anywhere near $20 a canister like these people pay. Hell, you could add coffee to it, make your own coffee flavor, but people be running to buy those mason jars. With the lack of rye notes, they are just relying on barrel effect, which is minimal, it sounds like. Yeah. So you figure it's 20% grain whiskey and 15% of that 20%. So now we're really cutting it down. 15% of the 20% might be rye, right? 10% of the 20% might be barley whiskey, malt whiskey. So, and maybe 5% or so is wheat whiskey. I don't know. But so you're really relying on 20% of the product to give it its flavor. Now, can that happen? Sure, it happens in blended scotch every day of the week, does it not? If you get a blended scotch, you ain't getting no flavor from the grain whiskey. I mean, you might get, like I'm getting here, the corn flavor and whatnot, but you're going to get the flavor from the single malts. And they can do a lot of different things in that 20% of the single malt. Or maybe it's 25%, or maybe it's 27%. I don't know. I bet it's usually 20. And If they put a lot of Speyside or less Speyside or a lot of Isla or less Isla or this or that, you see, it's going to make a difference. What about these? What straight bourbon are they using? Man, I don't know. It's Glenmore. What does Glenmore make? Ancient Age, Very Old Barton, stuff like that. What does Laird's make? They make straight bourbon, or at least they have it made for them. They got Bankers Club straight bourbon. Is it any good? How would I know? I never had it. They make Senators Club straight bourbon. And a few other little oddball straight bourbons. Are they good? I don't know if they're good. I bet you they're not terrible. I bet you they're not terrible. Okay. All these comments. I'm going to try to keep up, y'all, but I don't think I'm going to keep up. Why so many macro? That can't be enjoyable. Drink responsibly. Proper moonshine is better than that stuff. Proper moonshine. But what is proper moonshine? I could drink 14 lager beers on a day off with good food. It sounds bad, though. I wouldn't do it. Y'all can do all that heavy drinking. I can't do all that. I used to really overdrink before I understood the power of alcohol. And since then, it's really, I avoid those horrible hangovers, says Kevin. Rye and or wheat combined with malted barley, says Whiskey Scout. That's right. That's right. And then all your corn, all your corn. Yesterday was a wine night right on the pandemic pub, says Daniel Wells. Well, y'all, I drank some wine today. I drank the rest of my Harvey's Bristol Cream. Boy, that's a jewel. That is a jewel. I find I like rye. My go-to whiskey now is Bullet Bourbon. I like rye whiskey more than the rest, I guess. Are you going to watch the Home Run Derby or All-Star Game? No way. I can't stand watching that kind of stuff. I just drink special occasions. If I drink regularly, I tend to drink more each day. Well, yeah, if you can't control it, just avoid it. Heck, everybody can't be regimented. I am regimented. I'll admit to that. You say, well, that takes the fun out of it. You're taking the adventure out of it with your 4 beers and a whole day off of work. Well, that's me, you know. I never said I was adventurous. I just said I was consistent. Yeah, I'm going to make the determinant. I said I could drink that much. I didn't say I did. Yeah, that's right. He didn't say he did. He said could. I don't think I could. I wouldn't want to do it. I like drinking water, to tell you all the truth. All right. Now, yeah, this one's pretty obvious. This is the 101. This is the Four Queens. It's got too much body. It's got too much character. It's got too much strong bourbon flavor. Does it taste like wild turkey? Well, it doesn't exactly taste like wild turkey, which is also 101. But that's straight bourbon. This is non-straight. It's bent. Louisiana Beer Reviews, they actually took a private jet to Washington, D.C. Yeah? I'm addicted to water, says B Aviation. That's good. It's a good addiction to have because it won't hurt you. All right. Which one tastes better? Okay. The Old Thompson's smooth. I'll give it that. But it's a little bland and there's not much happening. I don't know why somebody would buy it. It's only $7.99 a liter. I get that. But, I mean, like, what are you buying it for? You could tell me. Y'all could tell me. I don't really know. I guess to make cocktails or to mix it with Delaware Punch and watch Andy Griffin reruns. I'm not saying that to be ugly. No, I'm just saying I don't know why somebody would buy it. You say, well, hell, you bought it. I know I bought it to do reviews. I didn't buy it on purpose to actually drink. Tap water consumes most of my daily drinking habits, sadly enough. That's good. And I don't drink ice water, y'all. I drink tap water. I do not drink ice water. I can stand it, but I don't like it. I don't like ice water. No, I like room temperature water. Well, that's me. I always try to cut back. This is a start. I used to drink much more than this. Wow, that's cheap. Maybe as a mixer. I would never, ever, ever buy it. I believe that. All right. The 101 actually tastes good. I mean, like, it tastes good. It has a good taste. The Four Queens 101 has a good taste. $11.99 a bottle. It's blended whiskey. Take that as you will, good or bad. What's the most popular whiskeys in the world? Johnny Walker Red Label, blended. Crown Royal, blended. Jack Daniels, straight whiskey. Jim Beam, straight whiskey. So you're thinking of the top four, right? Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, Crown Royal, Johnny Walker. I don't know which is the top of those four. Two are blended, two are straight. Somebody likes them. Do I think Crown Royal is way better than these? No, because it tastes a lot like these. It tastes a lot like these. But it's $23 a bottle. Johnny Walker Red Label. It does not taste anything like these. All right. At all. So I'm going to say this was Four Queens. I would not buy it again because I don't really ever repurchase whiskey. But, man, I would recommend it. I'd check it out. Yeah. $11.99. What the heck? You ain't losing nothing. It's worth it. You could sip on it for months. My favorite drinking food is a good Philly cheesesteak right now. Seattle secretly have good cheesesteak places. I could eat that. I could eat that. The Johnny Walker Black super smooth at a good affordable price. That's on my to buy list. Curtis Schizo Champagne. Kevin says, all I know is rye whiskey is my type of whiskey. Which brand? Don't know yet. Well, I would say a good one is Jack Daniels Rye. All I know, I might, okay, let me try to keep up with these comments. They're coming in fast and furious. I might try a Four Queens and a half pint just to try, but never the Thompson. Oh, come on, $7.99. You could afford $7.99, but then you don't want it stuck in your house, never being drunk. I get that, but I always had some bad Canadian whiskey and can never enjoy Canadian whiskey again, even Crown Royal. Oh, you better talk to the whiskey scout. Isle of Fire said, I bounce back and forth between both bourbon and rye because I love them both, but I also love potato vodka. That's the only kind of vodka that's my personal taste palate actually appreciates. I've never had potato vodka. I got some Johnny Walker Black. I kind of just want to keep it and see what it tastes like in 10 to 20 years. This be aviation. Well, it's not going to age in the bottle. I mean, it'll get older. Obviously, it's going to age, but chronologically, but it's not going to improve because it's not in wood. All right. Old Thompson. Is it bad? No, it's not bad. Is it exciting? No. Is it bland? Yes. Is it dull? Yes. Is it smooth? Yes. Is it tolerable? Oh, yes. Is it worth $7.99 for a liter? Yeah, about that. Maybe more. All right. So I'm going to say this is Old Thompson. Yep, that's it. Got it. And I had it nailed about 2 minutes into the tasting, so that's pretty good. So if you're going to buy some really super cheap whiskey and you want something with some flavor, get Four Queens. It does have flavor. It does have character. Might be a bad character, but it has character. You say, look how dark it is. Wow, after only 3 years of aging. Yeah, the miracle of caramel coloring. The miracle of caramel coloring. Old Thompson. Well, it is aged 4 years, but now remember, that's the straight bourbon that's aged 4 years, not the grain spirits. So are they adding color into it? You think it's going to be that dark with 80% grain spirits? You think it's going to be that dark? Think again. Oh, well. Last time we'll look at comments, then we off the air. 30 minutes in and we out. Thanks, Ron. I'm dead from work. Take care, and thanks for the. I'm dead from work too. I worked an hour and 45 minutes later than normal, and I am tired. And I was on my feet the whole time. Why Johnny Walker Black will not improve in the bottle? Because just in glass. It's not gonna. The glass is not gonna add any character to it. If it was in wood, if you had it in a, that could be a used barrel. It didn't have to be charred, fresh charred. If you had it in wood, it would still. It would develop. You know, it would grow. You know what I'm saying? It would mature. Why would it improve? It wouldn't improve. I don't know. Just for the novelty to drink an old whiskey I bought 10 to 20 years ago. Haha. Well, I drank a 1977 bottle of Old Crow Bottled and Bond, bottled in 1977 and aged from 1969 to 77. It was fabulous. Did it get more fabulous from 1977 to 2017? I doubt it. He had it in the cabinet. Can I buy an old mini barrel for it? Yeah, I guess you could buy a mini barrel for it. All right. So thanks for watching this video production. So we're going to go Laird's for the win. 4 Queens for the win. Buy it at a store probably not near you. At a store probably not near you. And Old Thompson doesn't win, but no surprise. And buy it at a store probably not near you, because neither one of these are sold within 15 miles of my house, that's for sure. I would have to travel at least 18 miles east to get either one of these products. Old Crow, yeah, I like Old Crow. Old Crow's all right by me. A lot of people say it's a 3-year-old Jim Beam. Well, I wouldn't be shocked by that. Tastes kind of like it, really. All right, but anyway, be that as it may, join me tomorrow morning. I love Old Crow. Yeah, Old Crow's good. I'd like to try the black label, the Old Crow Reserve, aged 6 years, but I'll probably never see it. Join me tomorrow morning for 4 Queens versus the absolutely not popular anywhere on earth Grand Legacy, which I bought at Rite Aid. No, not Rite Aid. CVS Pharmacy. That's right. CVS Pharmacy. It's a CVS Pharmacy brand. It's a store brand made by Sazerac for CVS Pharmacy. And maybe that's why it was $10.99 for a handle. That'll be interesting. Oh my gosh. Old Thompson versus one of its fellow bottom dwellers. And I mean really at the bottom. The elusive, but since no one's looking for it, it's not really elusive. Grand Legacy. What a legacy it will have. I've seen Thompson's, never the 4 Queens. Well, I'm not in love with Old Thompson. It's okay. I don't know what I would think about Young Thompson. I've only tried Old Thompson, never tried Young Thompson. Thanks for the video. Like the beard. Looks good. Thank you. There are so many obscure liquor brands. Laughing out loud, says B Aviation. Boy, you got that right. They're probably more. There's probably more obscure liquor brands than famous liquor brands. Just goes to show you, right? Okay, thanks everybody.